Hello and welcome to this week's Montgomery Minute for Individuals. Let's continue talking about this one big beautiful bill and a great tax cut that came out of this bill, and that relates to the SALT deduction. All right, SALT stands for state and local taxes. Let's back up a few years. Let's go back to what was happening prior to the 2018 Tax Act. So the 2018 Tax Act, before they passed, 30% of taxpayers were itemizing and they were getting to take this unlimited SALT deduction. What is a SALT deduction? It's state and local taxes. So anything you pay in terms of property taxes on your primary residence or your secondary residence, if you're so blessed, any state income taxes you pay, and that can also include things like the gross receipts tax that we have to pay here in New Mexico. So all that comprises the SALT deduction, okay? The 2018 Tax Act limited that deduction to $10,000. And so that caused a lot of people to not be able to itemize. And that's when we saw, prior to 2018, 30% of people itemized their deductions for their tax return. After 2018, only 10% of people itemized. Okay. So now this one big beautiful bill act that passed increases that $10,000 cap to $40,000. Okay. Retroactive back to January 1st of 2025 of this year. Okay. It's a wonderful tax cut. Okay. So we're going to get to see people benefiting from this and paying less tax because they're able to take more deductions. Great news. Okay. And so we love that. Now, here's the bad news. Okay. Um, I know there's a lot of talk out there how this tax act just benefits the rich. Well, it's actually the opposite in terms of this deduction. Okay, so this $40,000 cap goes all the way down to zero. You don't get this cap if you make more than $400,000. It starts to phase out. Okay, and by the time you get to 500,000, it is fully phased out. So this does not benefit the rich. It only benefits those people under 400,000 who get to take this new cap of $40,000. Okay. But Congress made a mistake when they wrote the bill. All right. They applied that $500,000 cap to all filing statuses. Okay. So let's say we have a married filing joint couple that makes 800,000, and so they're going to lose that cap. We can actually split that into married filing separate, and so then they're both going to get the $400,000 cap on this category, and before it starts to phase out, so they both will get the $40,000 cap that way. So we expect, oftentimes Congress writes tax bills and they make some mistake in it. IRS has to come back and correct them on the mistake. So I'm expecting we're going to see that correction come through. More bad news about this $40,000 cap. It expires. Okay, this is probably the dumbest thing they did in this bill. For some reason, it goes away in 2030. So this $40,000 cap goes back down to $10,000 in 2030. I have no idea why they did that. Not a good move. All right. So they should have put it in place, and they should put it in place and leave it in place forever. Thanks for watching this week's Montgomery Minute for Individuals.